Her identity stolen. This story coming out of Florida is unbelievable. Aaron Katersky's been following this one. Good morning, Aaron Katersky.
Good morning. This is an interesting case in that it involves some people that don't look like your average criminals. This was a woman who liked to prance around Twitter and Instagram and Facebook in a bikini, and her boyfriend who liked to sit on the couch and play video games and take pictures of her in her bikini, and then they posted them, from all these lovely settings on a yacht, on the beach. But federal agents said they were living it up on the backs of unsuspecting senior citizens whose identities they had stolen, and then opened American Express chip-enabled credit cards in their name. They racked up about $2 million in charges at Hermes and Chanel and Rolex, you know the brands, and would end up living large on someone else's dime.
All right, Aaron Katersky, did they do anything specific, or was it just general run-of-the-mill identity theft?
Oh, this is pretty sophisticated identity theft, they said, because federal agents noticed that they took all kinds of precautions to evade detection. And so they think there are more people out there. They're just part of an operation. And in fact, they know that a lot of the merchandise that they were buying with these credit cards ended up down in South America to be sold on the black market. So they think they're part of a larger, rather sophisticated operation. But this has been going on for about 2 years before banks tipped the feds off to the fraud, and they were able to follow the money and the bikini photos.
Why did it take 2 years? That seems like an awfully long time.
It is a long time. I think it's tough to crack. And at first, the banks had to notice the fraud and then get the feds on it, and then the feds had to figure out what was going on. And it turned out that the identities of these seniors was being stolen, and these, it took a while for them to recognize it and alert the banks.
Do we know how many seniors? And were they like smaller amounts? Is that why it was hard to detect?
No, well, I mean, it was a case where some pretty pricey charges were being racked up on these cards, and these guys were traveling to Hawaii and New York and California, staying in the fanciest resorts, eating at the most high-end restaurants, wearing all sorts of bling, and charging it up to these American Express cards. Finally, the feds got a handle on this, but they don't think that they've cracked the entire case yet.
Interesting. Were they caught in part because they were so flamboyant and so?
Yes.
Oh.
That's part of the what federal agents told us was that they left a trail wherever they went. They didn't want to hide. They wanted to look good while committing their fraud and take photos of it. And whether some of those photos involve this woman with her tush hanging out of the gas pump, or something a bit more exotic.
A lot of show prep you did for this story, huh, Aaron Katersky?
I, in the name of good journalism.
ABC News correspondent Aaron, have a good week. Thanks.
You too.
755, Big 550 KTRS. So I was